All right, everybody, welcome to the virtual trialing season, spring 2020, where we're trying to salvage our trialing season due to the coronavirus canceling of all of our trials. So this is supposed to be fun. It's a game. It's free. It's not costing you anything to enter at this time. So be chill. All right, we made something really easy just so that we can work the bugs out of the system, figure out if our rules are going to work, if we need to change rules. I'm not a big fan of a bunch of rules. We need to try and make it fair for everybody and try to have a lot of fun while we're doing this. So here's the course. It's the barrel race, just like the rodeo. There's a handler's post and 3 barrels. The handler's post and barrels can be any obstacle. You don't have to go out and buy barrels or not compete because you don't have barrels. It can be a bucket. It could be, I use agility, the wings of agility jumps. It could be a panel. It could be anything that you have around your house that you can use. The only requirement is that we have to be able to see it with the camera. So if you're going to use like a panel, for example, you may want to put tape or flags or something on your panel so that people can see when the stock cross before and behind. Okay? Okay. So let's talk handler lines and posts. The advanced handlers have to stay at the handler post. You have to be able to touch the handler post with your foot or your hand, not your stick. You have to stay that close to it, okay? So that at any point you could kick your foot out or your hand out to touch it. That's how close you have to be to it. You can walk around it, you just can't leave it, okay? This line here is not the advanced handler's line. This is the start of the stock line. The stock starts behind this post along this plane right here. Okay, the open handler's line is along the back of the first 2 barrels or obstacles. It'll be on this side right here, the back side of the barrels or obstacles. Okay. And the started handler's line is along a line that goes touching the back of the 3rd barrel. So it's along this entire line here. Open handler line, started line, advanced handler post. Okay, so let's talk about the distances from the obstacles. Okay, so from this cone here, the handler's post to barrel number 3, or obstacle number 3, must be 100 feet if you're running cattle and sheep, and it's 50 feet if you are running ducks or geese. Okay, the distance between obstacle 1 and 2, barrel 1 and 2, must be 50 feet. Okay, and the distance between barrel 2 and 3 and 1 and 3 must also be 50 feet for cattle and sheep, and it's 25 feet for ducks or geese. Okay, so that's the distances. They're written over here, so in case you need to remember them, that's how far they need to be for these things. You can use cattle, sheep, or ducks, 3 to 5 head of cattle or sheep, and 5 ducks or geese. And I just, cattle or sheep. Make that change in there. Alrighty. And then here's how the scoring works. So the time starts when the stocks start behind here, behind a line. This line is only for where the stocks start and end. So you can imagine a line that touches the back of the handler's post. The stock starts here. All right, so when you start, you must go to, if you're facing the handler's post from the back here, you're going to want to go to the left of the handler's post around barrel 1, then around barrel 2, then around barrel 3 in the diagram. And then you're going to end... the time ends when the last feather or tail passes the handler, this start line right here, okay? And then it starts when the first nose passes the start line here, which is the line along the back of the handler's post. Okay, we're going to keep scoring simple. This is a timed event. However, we're going to add points in here because a lot of people gripe, I prefer the time and points model myself because it takes subjectivity out, and it just is if the dog does the work and the handler and the dog do the work, then they get the points. However, people are always concerned about, well, what if people run the stock around the barrels like they're running barrel races at the rodeo? We don't want that to happen. The stock need to walk or slowly trot. No running, but just walking is ideal. Okay, so we're going to add a point element to it. Anytime that the stock run or stop movement, then a point is deducted from an 8-point possible. So you could end up with 0. If your stock run and stop a lot, you could have 0 points. However, you have to have at least 4 points to win. So it's based on the fastest time that has controlled stock. So you'll lose a point every time your stock runs or stops. Okay. And so you want to maintain stockmanship as part of this. And that's part of training our dogs to move them in a consistent pace as well. And that has to do with a lot of pressure and whatever. We won't get into all that. Okay. So them's the rules for this first game. And at the end of this game, we will review anything and see if we have any issues or concerns, and we're just going to play to have fun right off the bat. Okay. So the time opens Friday at midnight. So if you're going to be trialing at midnight, make sure you have enough lights for all of us to see. So basically Saturday morning, the event starts Saturday morning and ends Sunday night. That's when you can upload your videos. Friday to Sunday. Okay. Now, we're going to go with that. I'm not going to talk much about anything other than let's just do this and have some fun. Don't be afraid to upload a video that's not perfect. This is a trial. If you were at an actual trial, you'd only get one shot at it. Okay, so I'm okay with you practicing it and everything, but let's just take one shot and see how it goes. Also, your video, you might have to do multiple shots of this first one just because of your figuring out where your video is going to be. So figure out, this is a good chance for you to practice videotaping yourself while you're running or having someone videotape you, which is probably better. The thing is, if someone else videotapes you, here's the rules. You have to have about the videoing, the whole event has to be able to be seen the entire time. So you can't lose the stock off the side of the video because people can't see what's happening there. So you need to make sure that you either set up your video camera in such a way that it videos the entire course, or have somebody videotape you and just have them make sure they pay attention so that the camera is on the stock the entire time. Well, the stock and the handler, because we have to know if you missed the handler's post. So basically you need to set this up somewhere or have somebody videotape it and just hold it in one spot so we can see the whole field at all times. Okay. Alrighty guys, this is going to be fun. I look forward to seeing your videos. So you're going to post your videos in this event here. So you're going to join the event and then you're going to post your videos in the comments below the event, and you'll see that happening. If you have any questions, you can message me about it. Okay. All right. Good luck.